How sweet it is to be loved by you nerds as their stick is in the way here. What's up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to Nerd Affiliated. It was a tripod arm in the way. Welcome back to Nerd Affiliated here on HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. See, I was distracted. Sorry about that. Your weekly Friday do-over. Your weekly Thursday night show where we sit back, relax. I said we sit back, relax, and pour ourselves just a little bit of yes, here you go. Duly noted and needed. Oh yeah. Your Thursday night show where we sit back, relax, pour ourselves a drink, talk nerd shop, and just have a good time. Or sometimes we just drink some pickle vodka. There you go. So much, I feel like a lot has happened between Monday and today. Monday is Nerdy Coffee. That's more of a news show, coffee talk show. And today's the more hangout show, but I feel like just so many things have happened. So I'm sure we're going to talk about some toy news, movie news, all sorts of stuff like that. As I say every week, if you've got a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. A lot of live streams happening right now, by the way. So the fact that you're here with me, I greatly appreciate it. Let me turn this so it's a little bit more in line. And without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend.
Boo!
It's me. It's me. I realized the thing was muted.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
I'm the problem. It's me. But I'm happy to see all of you. Say hi to everybody in the chat. We have LeBron Fett. Good to see you, brother, with that pickle vodka. Senor Dance, for those of good taste. Lenny in the house. Good to see you. Everybody saying hi to each other. Can't post it. Oh, I'll give you that. Hang on. Let me correct that. I was tripping. I apologize. Tripping. Oh, echo. All right, hang on. Give me a second here. How do I do this? Trying. Oh, there we go. Boom. And boom. And you know what? Hobbies with Jose in the house. You are also now a moderator. We're just dropping moderation all over this bish. So, as I said, if you've got a YouTube channel, plug your shit. If you see somebody else in the chat who has a YouTube channel and they are not able to plug their shit, plug it for them. I need a pause button. That's what I need. I need a classic Dipset pause button. T3 in the house. You know, my birthday's coming up, so I'm just being generous. I'm just dropping. We're just going to make the whole squad here some mods. That's what's going on today. And congrats on 1 year, T3. It was an honor to be on your show this past week. Thank you very kindly for inviting me. And it was a good time. You guys went for 4 hours, by the way. That was freaking insane. 4-hour live stream. Maybe I'm going to have to do that for some sort of big anniversary. Just go hard in the paint, full on 4 hours. That's going to be something. Sorry, before I continue, what I was also distracted by, if any channel members would like to join the stream, I just put up the link in the membership tab here on YouTube. So if you want to jump on, feel free. We'll have a good time. And of course, if you've not done so, if you're listening on your favorite audio podcast, if you're watching the replay, or hell, if you're just new to the stream, welcome. YouTube.com/nerdaffiliated, where you get links to all the latest videos. We're doing the Spirit Halloween builds right now, getting ready for Comic-Con. We got some more unboxings coming down the pipe. Anthony doing his very first unboxing coming down the pipe. And of course, nerdaffiliated.com, links for all that stuff, as well as cool pictures like this. And pick yourself up some merch. We'll definitely be updating the merch here as well in the coming months. So you got merch, you got YouTube, you could join the channel membership, all sorts of dope ways to support the movement, if you would. But again, hello to everybody here. T3 says, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to hang out with us. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. If anybody did not watch, make sure you head over to T3 Collects or the Overgrown Third Graders podcast. Both of those on YouTube. Fun show. Absolutely fun show. I like the Royal Rumble aspect of it. I won't give away any more, but definitely check it out. It's weird. My camera looks better right now. Sorry, I'm getting like tech distracted. I changed settings on it, and I was like, what are these settings I even have on this camera right now? And it looks so much better. I don't know what I was doing before. Insanity. Insanity. Everybody saying hi to each other, plug in the links. Love that. Love that. Awesome. So what do you guys got going on today? Let me know what's going on. What are you guys excited for? A couple of you gents in the chat have seen Mission Impossible already. And Lenny has actually posted his review today over on For Those With Good Taste. Let me pull that up real quick. And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. He just dropped it this morning. Let me copy that. I should be able to put that in the... There you go. You know what I need? Oh, Mulatto in the house. Good to see you. Wait, what did I break? Archer broke it? What'd I break? What's up? Oh, so you're going to see Mission Impossible? Awesome, awesome. Wait, what did I break? Dude, 2 GameStops are closing around me. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, GameStops, they're going through it. They are going through it. But, you know, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. Dave's Dimension in the house. And Rolando, the hardest working man on YouTube. Sorry. Well, yeah. My brain went to 2 different things. One, you're in every live stream ever on YouTube, but you're also somehow in every single Walmart and Target in the country at the same time. Not sure how you do it. You are a true legend, sir. True legend. And actually, I have something for Dave that I'm going to be opening right now. Hang on. I don't know where the top to my... Oh, there it is. Top to the bourbon went. Got to be careful here. I don't want to spill anything in this bish. Everybody saying hi to each other. I love that. So, I got something literally just before we opened. Oh, wait. See, my brain left. Let me go back a couple steps. I want to see Mission Impossible next week. Lenny had just saw it, reviewed it. I put that in the chat. T3 also saw Mission Impossible. He put his review. He had a out of theater review, like right away. I always appreciate those. Make sure you check that out. I want to say that's what you linked. I see you put a link in the chat. So I'm going to assume that's what it was. But if you haven't, make sure you guys check that out. Let me go back a step here. What is up, nerds? It's me. Sorry about that. Hang on. Where am I? Where am I going? Oh, here we go. All right. I was... There you go. Now, Dave's Dimension. He got that wrench. Rolando already had the wrench. Rolando was just King Wrench already. So we're dropping mods today. That's the story today. So yeah, Oh, you did post it. All right, you posted your review in the comment section. Great. So yeah, a lot of people liking, Mission Impossible. I am pumped for it myself. Cannot wait. And I just want to make the chat a little bit bigger. I feel like you guys can't. There you go. I feel like I couldn't really see you guys on screen. Boom. All right, how do I lock it so I don't move it? There you go. And then let me turn. Bam. Yeah, there you go. So a lot of you guys are liking the movie, so I can't wait. Rolando says he scored Revelations He-Man for $12. That's awesome. I love that. Love that. T3 gave it an 8 out of 10. Mission Impossible. Yep. Scooby Life in the house. Good to see ya. Like I said, we're dropping wrenches today. Oh wait, I just realized I forgot Mulatto. You had jumped in. You jumped in as well. Hang on. Boom. There you go. Dropping gifts today. It's not even my birthday yet, but I'm being very generous. I love it. And I appreciate all of you. All of you in the chat right now, and a couple others who may not be here at the moment, like the general look at that. Legacy just showed up. I was about to say his name. So many of you are here week after week, day after day, Yukon Phil. And I appreciate that. This isn't like a big stream or anything, but I just want to say I appreciate you guys coming here week after week just to hang out with me as I talk to essentially nobody else in this room, but all of you at home. It means a lot. And the support, the super chats and the likes and all that stuff. I mean, Mark, another one. You guys are all of you are the true affiliates here. So thank you. Just want to say thank you. But yeah, Mission Impossible, that's the goal. That's trying to do that. We have the birthday on Monday. The lady's birthday is on Saturday. Our anniversary is on Sunday. So it's a busy weekend. Very busy weekend. But I still want to do the show. But Mission Impossible has to happen at some point. I'm pumped. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. T3 says, I won't spoil the movie, but if you've seen Fast X, you'll understand the over ridiculous last act. Yeah, I saw you mention that in your review. And I kind of want to see Fast X now just before I see this movie. But I don't know if I have time. Would I appreciate the craziness of Mission Impossible without seeing Fast and Furious? Is that possible? Everybody saying hi to each other. Love that. Early days. Sorry, the earlies for TMNT came in? What do you mean the earlies? Early pre-orders or something? LeBron, you've not seen Fast and Furious?
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
You think you know somebody. You think, we don't just throw around the word friend. We're all willy-nilly around here. But we have here on Nerd Affiliated, we have something called the Circle of Trust. And when you're in that circle, everything's good. But it's easy to fall out the circle. You've not seen the Fast and Furious. LeBron, what are you doing here? What are we doing here? I mean, Lenny's probably just punching sheetrock right now. Like, that's Lenny's franchise. And you've not seen the Fast and Furious. That's unbelievable. You just ruined my birthday.
Boo!
I'm kidding. Who had the more... What's the more egregious thing? You know what I miss? Either. Let me see if Either still works. I know Either had stopped working for a while. But it was Sal. Sal had the take that he hadn't seen Rush Hour, which was insane to me. I'm like, how do you not seen Rush Hour? Let's see. It's loading. I don't think it works. Let me just type in either. Either game. Apple. There's a would you rather on Apple. Choose either game. Yeah. Is either IO for free? Would you rather download it now for free? We got to find another game to play on here, like we used to play either back in the day. But I guess there's this app is only available on the App Store for iPhone or iPad. So I guess there's a full-on game now. I'll show you guys. Some of you may remember we used to play either back in the day. You have red, blue, choose which one best suits you. And the website like stopped working like a year and a half ago probably. But I guess now it's an iOS game. And I wonder if this is why the website doesn't work anymore. Damn. Anyway, going around, long way around the pool. I was trying to say, which is worse? Somebody saying they haven't seen The Fast and Furious or somebody saying they haven't seen Rush Hour? What's the more egregious offense? Dave says, damn, happy early birthday to you and your lady. Dre and his wife are Monday and Tuesday. All these birthdays. Yeah. Yeah, people were getting busy in November and Christmas. You know, the holiday season just gets you going. T3 says, yes, but I think you should watch Fast X first. I'll try. I will try. Early Screen Reacts came in. Never seen James Bond either. T3 says, happy early birthday. Yeah, I think I'm fine with you not seeing James Bond. I think I'm fine. Like, I'm going to guess that you're not like a big movie buff if you've not seen any of the Fast movies or James Bond. So, but I could be wrong. There could be other movies and other franchises that you really like, that you know more than I do. But I think we can all agree James Bond isn't like required watching, but like for the sake of like not even influence. Yeah, I guess influence. Like James Bond, Austin Powers. I mean, I feel like you can watch Austin Powers, but part of the fun of Austin Powers is it making fun of James Bond. So I feel like you just gotta see it just to say you've seen it. But I don't think it's like the absolutely like most required thing. I think that's all right. Let's see. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Yeah. Lenny says he's actually hitting the sheetrock with a wrench. There you go. Honestly, the movie I'm probably most interested in right now is Barbie. Yeah, So I was talking about this the other day. I don't remember if it was on stream or not. I think it's about cars and wrestlers. I'll scroll up so I don't forget to read the next comments. I wonder if Barbie and Oppenheimer end up being these like sleeper hit movies because of the memeing going on right now. Like the internet's just going crazy with memes for either, both franchise. There's even that fun one. If one of you guys can DM me, there's the meme of the Power Rangers, but it's with Barbie and Deadpool, and I want to say Oppenheimer. If you DM it to me so I can show it on screen. But I wonder if it's going to be a sleeper hit. And at the same time, I wonder if the youth would actually go out of their way to see two movies. Because I remember when Minions came out, and that was like the whole TikTok thing. Like everybody wears suits and they go watch Minions and they sit there, like that. So I remember how big of a thing that was. But I don't think there was a lot of other movies out at that same exact time. I feel like Spider-Man might have been out around that time. But I feel like there was a window there where after it come out, people were like, oh, I'm going to go see this as a joke. I don't know if they're going to do that with Barbie and Oppenheimer, considering how long Oppenheimer is. Like, I think when it gets down to it, people might lean to see Barbie over Oppenheimer. But I'm wondering if Barbie somehow pulls like north of 70, like out of nowhere, like absolutely out of nowhere. T3 says Barbie crushes, bro. I was super. Oh, you saw it already. He was surprised at how damn good it was. All right. T3's getting to see all the movies early, man. Crazy. LeBron wants to see it too. Rush Hour. Probably Fast and Furious as far as like the most egregious thing, not seeing that. LeBron's birthday's in August. Make sure you remind us. Scooby Life, thank you. LeBron, stop admitting these travesties. Okay, you mostly watch horror and sci-fi. All right. But he saw Austin Powers. LeBron, I've never seen any of the Freddy Krueger movies. Is that like a major offense? Let me know. I've never seen Freddy Krueger. I've seen Jason in New York for obvious reasons. I've seen Jason X because I feel like that was, man, if only the internet exists. It's crazy how a movie like Jason X with the camp simulation scene, like how popular that was and how fast that got around, considering the internet was like nothing at that point. Like you had AOL chat rooms, I guess, but like people just kept talking like, oh my God, you gotta see Jason X for this one scene. Oh, you gotta see it for this one scene. Like it's hilarious. I think Lenny came through in the clutch here. Let's see. Oh, so Lenny sent me a picture here. Opening weekend box office tracking for upcoming films. Barbie is tracking at 93 million. Holy shit. Mission Impossible at 68.5. Oppenheimer at 43. What is the accuracy of Culture Crave on Twitter? Because Barbie's getting a lot of publicity. They're doing a lot of marketing on this. 93 is high. But, those Margot Robbie fans, they go hard. And I didn't even mean it in that way. Didn't even mean it in that way. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see here. I know people doing double features that weekend. Yeah. Patrick in the house. Craft collects. T3 says, if you're not a horror fan, then no. But if you are, that's a travesty. All right. Yeah, I like horror in bits. Like Halloween, I've enjoyed. Devil's Rejects is probably my favorite, if that counts as a horror movie. I'm not sure like where that falls in the niches of movies in the horror franchise, but Devil's Rejects is my favorite, I'd say. Aliens, like sci-fi horror, like both. I guess that counts, right? Aliens, amazing. So yeah, I think you guys both have your letters here in the same color scheme. Oh, we need somebody with a G to start commenting after them. And you guys have to always comment in order of LOG. That'd be great. Lenny says, it appeals to a bigger demo than Mission Impossible and Oppenheimer. Yeah. No, definitely. I could see families taking their kids to see the Barbie movie. What's the Barbie movie even rated? Is it 13? Let's see. What did he send here? All right. So now T3 sends, Barbie's tracking for 100 million domestic opening weekend. The Barbie box office predictions have spiked to 93 opening weekend. Barbie tracking is skewing almost entirely female. Barbie could open up 70 to 80. It's PG-13. All right, that was the question I had there. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit more mature, But yeah, I mean, like I said, that it was like this week or last week. I wish I could remember. If I could, I'll try to go back a couple episodes and see. But I was like, man, what if this comes out of nowhere and just destroys Mission Impossible? Just destroys it. They do go hard, yeah. You guys do. PG-13, yeah. Yeah, it's man. Man. All right. There's something else I wanted to show you guys. And these pictures are great. I wonder who took these pictures. Were these the NECA pictures? These look better than the ones on NECA. T3 just posted on IG. T3's been doing a great job at posting a lot of the latest like toy stuff. So this is Raphael from the last Ronin series. His figure is coming out. K-Wall Comedy in the house. Hang on. Gotta drop that wrench. We're gifted wrenches today. So far, I think we got everybody. Oh, I didn't get Patrick. I'm sorry. I thought you had one already. My bad.
Boo!
But I corrected myself. And then we got everybody else. Because you guys are the true goats here, all of you in the stream today. And as I mentioned early at the top, link is in the community post for all you members. If anybody wants to jump on the stream, feel free. We're going to about 9:15 today. But yeah, this is Raphael from The Last Ronin. Absolutely amazing figure. Amazing. Different head sculpts. I wonder how that arrow attaches there. So I'm not going to spoil the book, but it's funny. Last Ronin, if there was some sort of like Hall of Fame for various things on YouTube in the nerd space, I think The Last Ronin deserves to be like best comic / franchise that went the longest without being spoiled. Like, I feel like this book, when Last Ronin was 3 years old, maybe at this point, 2.5. And I feel like most people to this day don't know who the Last Ronin was in the book. Like, this scene with Raphael is a scene from like a flashback, but as the book's going on, there's flashbacks. They're showing you the Last Ronin turtle, but you still don't know who he is until like midway through. I want to say midway through the book. If you do want to see what happens, Anthony did a ramble where he reviewed the Last Ronin book. Absolutely amazing. But it's wild to me, and I love that. And I respect that from all of you in the community, that we've kept the secret. Nobody outwardly spoils the Last Ronin unless somebody asks for that. But there's a scene where Raphael goes ham and literally goes at the Foot Clan on his own. He's like, I don't give a shit anymore. And he takes arrows to like the shell. So it's cool that they have that where you can attach an arrow to him. And it's funny, that was like the first time we've seen the turtles like used like that, where they're actually using the shell as a defense. But great figure. My favorite turtle, for sure. He taught me how to curse, after all. But what I was commenting on today, let me find my post about it. Those are great pictures. So we have, two of the characters here from the story. I forget her name at the moment, but this is the Shredder's granddaughter. The Shredder's daughter. And dope figures, amazing story. I wish they would actually make this into a movie, animated movie, live action movie, whatever it may be. Kari, there you go. The Last Ronin figures as of now are shelf warming. Like, if you said you wanted to get either of the figures, either Mikey, Leo, Donnie, Raph, any of them, I feel like they're easily going to be found on the shelf. Like, nobody's grabbing them. Because right now we have the Last Ronin, armored and unarmored, and there's a red variant where it's like red light is supposed to be on him. But again, we don't know which turtle it is, but it's crazy that they're going to be out there on the shelves and people aren't buying them. People aren't really buying them. So I'm concerned because I want the line to continue, but I don't want them to see how it's currently selling, and I don't want them to stop the run. That's my issue. Patrick says he's leveled up. You have. Kathy says this is my second wrench. Pat Flynn gifted me my first. He's the reason we all know each other too. T3, unless you're my son, he spoiled it for me. That's crazy. Dave says, I have the Last Ronin Red, Last Ronin Unarmored. I have all three. Dope. Great figures. The only one I don't have is the red. The red I would buy maybe on clearance, but they don't really clearance out NECA, which is crazy to me. The movie couldn't be made. They couldn't market it just to adults because the book is overly violent. Yeah. No, it's true. It's absolutely true. I want to find you guys. Let's see here. Videos. How can I find this easily? We have to just scroll. Scrolling is going to be the best way. Here we go. That's Rhode Island Comic Con, New York Comic Con. Here we go. So, New York Comic Con last year, we're there, and we head over to the NECA booth. Why aren't you playing? There we go. So we had the gargoyles out there. By the way, the video editor in me is bothered to all hell at my skills on this one. Let me know if you guys relate to that. Any of you content creators out there. By the way, 11 of us watching, we only got 7 likes. Help a brother out. These gargoyle figures, I mean, talk about the biggest L. One of the biggest L's all time in toy collecting. When Goliath was announced and came out, we were all so pumped for these figures. And I remember they did that stop motion thing where it was him fighting Demona. We're like, oh shit, we're getting Demona. We're going to get all the gargoyles, blah, blah, blah. And then they started releasing them, and the wingspan on these things has literally killed it. Literally, in my opinion, killed the line. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe they are still releasing out there, no problem. But, I mean, everywhere that has gargoyles, all the Targets I've been to, the Walmarts, they sit. Unless the fan base isn't there. But the wingspan, absolutely murdering this line. Like, that Hudson's amazing. That Hudson is a top tier figure right there. Lexington, I want all of them, but they're just ruining it. I have nowhere to put them because of the wings. So here we have the animated series. Here we go. Now we're going to go into the Last Ronin figures. So unarmored, armored, and these things are just shell forming. Like, they're just not getting grabbed. So there's the Raph right there. And then Leo right there. I think Leo's the next one coming out, I want to say. Leo and that Foot Clan robot. I think that was... Yeah, I think that's like wave 3. And then Raph and Kari will be wave 2. Here are the Mirage Turtles. This was the first time we saw them. That was at New York Comic Con. I kind of wish I kept these, but I just got nowhere to put them. But they are great figures. But no, the Last Ronin, I mean, I don't understand it. And those are the moments where I feel bad for the toy companies. I'm like, I sometimes, hard to say. I get it wrong. Sometimes I get it wrong. T3 says he can see it as a Paramount 9-episode TV series. Talking about Last Ronin, yeah. Dave says, I agree with the wingspan. Talking about gargoyles. It's too much space. I stopped at the Goliath. Yeah. So I have Goliath, Hudson, Bronx, and Demona. And on my shelf, I only have Hudson and Bronx because they're on the top shelf. I loved the two of them on the show. So I was like, I'll keep them out there. But Goliath and Demona are just sitting in a bin, and I really want the rest, but I'm gonna buy them to keep them in a bin. Like, I don't. That's not gonna do anything for me. T3 says, I'm an artist, so the perfectionist in me has a big issue with editing, so I just leave everything I film in my videos. I feel you. Lil Saw Gargoyles. Oh, LOL Gargoyles? Yeah. Look at that. Switching up accounts. Love that. But, man, I love NECA. I want NECA to do well at all times. And it's weird. Like, some of the turtle stuff will sell, and then the other ones just sit there. It makes no sense to me. No sense whatsoever. All right. Now, we'll stay on some toys for a bit. This bullshit right here. Am I crazy? $110 for 3 figures is a bit extreme. Like, I'm feeling some kind of way about this. Like, I know that Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con's still a huge deal, even though the movie studios aren't going there, which we'll talk about that in a second. But $110 for 3 figures. I know it's an exclusive. I get it. But honestly, I feel like we should all, as collectors, just be like, stop. Just stop it. We're not doing this. And Hasbro also, with this bullshit re-release, like, stop it. Just stop it. I want to talk about that in a second. I almost banned you. I almost clicked the wrong button. LeBron says, I'm really like loyal subjects for Best Action Turtles. That's a bit much. Oh, for the price, yeah. No, the Best Action Turtles, I would have picked them up, again, if space wasn't an issue. I'd have, like Billy, actually. Billy has different shelves for different, like, iterations of Turtles. If I had that kind of space, I'd definitely have, like, the Varsity Jacket Best Action Turtles, and then, like, the movie Turtles, and then, like, Turtles 2 Turtles. I'd have all that stuff. Third graders, a.k.a. T3, says, Hasbro likes to ram Star Wars fans in the wallet. It is ridiculous. LeBron, bless up, nerd affiliated, leveled up my best to the NECA Turtles in the Sky set. Yeah, I had purchased. It's funny. I thought I was going to go in on the animated series Turtles and, like, continued to be like, all right, I'll open these at some point, put them on my shelf at some point. I ended up finding I found the 4-pack Turtles, the Turtles in Disguise, 2 different times. And the one time I bought them and I was like, this is good enough. Then I saw them a second time. I think it was like the second release of them, and they were sitting around. And my same Target, I went like 3-4 different times, and I was like, you know what? On the 4th try, I'm like, if they're still here, I'm going for it. So I grabbed them and eventually sold both of them off. But in usual HeyArcher form, sold them for exactly what they were worth to friends. So Patrick got that one. Yeah. Still got mine for sale. Which one for sale? Your BSTs? All right. So this thing here, right? T3 agrees with Iger on this one. So apparently Bob Iger did a interview. I'm going to see. I wonder if, let's see if this thing's on YouTube, and let's see how far we can go without getting flagged. Let's see. CNBC Bob Iger interview. 11 hours ago. All right, so Bob Iger, let's see, CEO Bob Iger on Media Landscape, Ron DeSantis, on Marvel and Star Wars. All right, we'll watch this part here. On linear TV. Oh, there's a bunch of clips. Look at that. Look at the news learning from the rest of us YouTubers and just dropping clips. Look at that. Shout out to you. So these are the two that I'm interested in. And essentially what they're quoting here on both CNBC and on comicbooks.com is, one, he's going to stay for another 2 years, still trying to turn that ship around. But two, this quote here, Marvel's a great example of that. And he continued, they had not been in the TV business at any significant level. Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of TV series, and frankly, it diluted focus and attention. That is, I think, more of the cause than anything. So, the good old days getting flagged. Yeah, we're about to run it back. And yes, your BSTs are for sale. Got it. So, I overall disagree, but I agree with the idea. T3 agrees with him, but I think T3 is more aligned with me on that one. When you're saying you agree with Iger, actually, they've been putting out too many shows and aren't focused on quality. That's where I'm at. It's not the volume of shows, it's the quality of the shows. And even when he's talking about the focus, there's not even like a story. There's not even like a linear story that they're still trying to tell. So let's go over here. Let's check out his Marvel and Star Wars take here. Because, of course, I'd love some Kathleen, you're out of here. But, it ain't going to happen. Let me move this up. And let's make sure you can hear it.
Problem, though, at Disney Animation? Is the loss of John Lasseter years ago, for example, been a blow that you haven't been able to recover from?
Well, first of all, there's a...
Let me know if you guys heard that. I think you could. Overgrown, a.k.a. T3. That's all on Chapek, prior CEO. He wanted more, and didn't really care about quality. I agree with that, for sure. It's funny. I'm like on the fence with Bob. I'm on the fence because we blame Chapek, also named Bob. We'll just say Bob Iger and Chapek. We blame, in business, you're always going to blame the current CEO. That's just kind of how it works. But we have to remember that even though it may have been Chapek's errors that led to Disney and Marvel being where they are currently, because he currently was running it for 2 years prior to when Iger came back. But don't forget, Iger still put these people in place to run the store while he was out. So at the end of the day, it's like, it kind of still goes back to him. I see Patrick here says, see how chasing the Netflix model hurt all these companies. And then some of the streamers are trying to offload content and Netflix going to come up through the scoop up. Yeah. He talks about that in this interview, apparently.
The studio and its movie assets are #1 at the global box office this year so far. That said, we're extremely realistic, and I'm very objective about that business, and there have been some disappointments. We would have liked some of our more recent releases to have performed better. It's reflective, not as a problem from a person.
Just going to pause for a second. I don't know. I've seen other people play the news and not get flagged for stuff, but I just want to give it a second. We could do a Siskel and Ebert on the topic. It's funny. I would love to do that. If I had more time for content, I would love to do movie by movie, like do a single show, a 30-minute show, 20-minute show, where literally talk about 3 movies per episode to give our thoughts, give a review, and tell people if they should check it out or not. I would love to do that. I used to love watching Siskel and Ebert. All right, let's proceed.
Personnel perspective, but I think in our zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve our mostly our streaming offerings.
Ooh, real quick. Content cold streak. Opening weekend box office grosses versus estimates. Ant-Man 106 versus an estimated 110. Guardians 118 versus an estimated 120. Ooh, and they put the budgets here too. That's great. Borrowing from me, it seems like. What I love here is Guardians blew this out of the water. So even though it may have had an opening, no, hang on. There's no way they thought it was going to make 120. I don't think Guardians had that much hype going into it. I think 120 is, I might call bullshit on that one. What was that one? Elemental. They only thought 30. Who? No. All right, I'm going to call bullshit on this. Yeah, I'm going to call bullshit on this. Estimates for Indiana Jones, they thought it was going to make 60 and it made 60. Nah, no way. All right, continue. I'm calling bullshit on wherever these estimates came from. There's no way they thought it was going to make just that.
We ended up taxing our people way beyond, in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been.
True.
Marvel's a great example of that. They had not been in the TV business at any significant level. Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series. And frankly, it diluted focus and attention. And I think you're seeing that is, I think, more the cause than anything else.
And Pixar, I mean, we've talked through the years. There was a time when a Pixar opening was a real event. Did it suffer as a result of during COVID when you were going direct to consumer? For example, I think it was Red or one of the fairly
yes,
big
there were
movies
there were three Pixar releases in a row that went direct to streaming, in part mostly because of COVID. And I think that, may have created an expectation in the audience that they're going to eventually be on streaming, and probably quickly, and there wasn't an urgency. And then I think there was some. I think you'd have to agree that there were some creative misses as well. I look at the company is 100 years old. Walt Disney went into the animation business starting with shorts in the 1920s, and obviously his big first feature with Snow White in 1937. If you look at his history, there were peaks and there were valleys. Every valley was followed by a peak, and I studied it very carefully. It's true in my predecessor Michael Eisner's days too. He had great halcyon days of Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid and Lion King, and just this tremendous success, and then there's a dip. I'm not suggesting we're necessarily in that, but I'm also not suggesting that we're at a peak either, that we have some work to do there in terms of improving our creative output.
Did the loss of...
Sorry, before he continues there, I'm surprised at how much I'm agreeing with him on this one. I mean, that's everything that we say. Now, I will still say two things. One, yes, streaming is a fault. Streaming is at fault when it comes to the box office grossing numbers. But if you know that you're going to be putting it on your own streaming service, you've got to really be forward thinking to say, how can we maximize making the money on the streaming service? Again, this is not an Iger issue. Iger left before COVID happened. So I think that's a bit boomerish to think that streaming is to blame for why we're not making the money. You kind of should have thought of a way to cash in on that. I think when it comes to a lot of these movies, $20 for a single watch when you pay for an app is kind of a shitty idea. I think that's a pretty terrible idea. I think have the app, just either release it or the rental's like $5. Make it a dollar amount that people don't even think twice about. They're just like, oh yeah, it's $5. 99 cents even. But when they do the $20, whatever, that's where people are like, you know what? I've waited this long. I'm going to wait till it's actually just free on the streaming app. 2, and somebody here mentioned Netflix at some point. Where was it? Patrick said, see how chasing... Oh, yeah, that one we read already. The Marvel's about to release on Disney+. Yeah, that shit better release on Disney+. Fun fact, did you know Christian Cooper on the infamous Central Park Birder worked at Marvel? The Central Park Birder? in the middle of the book right now. I did not know that. I didn't know what birders were until I met my ex, actually. Netflix still has to pay for what those other companies want to offload. And say Disney offloads and Netflix picks up Disney, still makes a shit ton of money. That is true. That is true. So, and you say here, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, budget $250. Currently, box office. Sorry, I'm just going to open this water. Box office total $841 million. Because it's a good movie. The first, when it comes to Netflix and the TV model, I hate when they make comments like that because we've seen it done before. Like if I was an older investor that wasn't in the nerd space, I'd hear what he's saying and say, you're right. You're absolutely right. But it's not 100% correct. Because I immediately think of Netflix when they were running Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. They had the 4 shows running back to back. It was every year. And still did a crossover with them. And they still ran alongside the Marvel Studio releases. So it can be done. It can be done. And something that worked well with those shows that didn't work so well with like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after a while. Actually, no, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think was successful in its own way. But you could watch the Netflix shows or not watch them. It made absolutely no difference. And things that happened in the big movies didn't affect those shows. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was running at the same time on ABC. And in that one, what I thought was cool was the show goes on, Marvel drops a movie, all of a sudden the show's like affected by what happened in that movie. That was great. But then over time, they kind of like left that idea and the show kind of fizzled out. So it can be done. It can be done because all these things are happening amongst Winter Soldier, amongst Ragnarok, amongst the Avengers, all simultaneously. So it can be done, but you got to make sure the story's in check, and you got to decide either everything is tied together or it's not. You can't just pick and choose and then change the content, or change the lore and all that stuff. Let's finish up here.
Was it a blow to the company over time?
Look, there's a lot of talent at Pixar. There has been turnover as well, not just John, but there's been other turnover too, and that may have had some impact.
But you're confident that the production of
Subs.
Pixar animation, for example, and the Disney studio.
Sorry. I keep forgetting that people listen sometimes to the show and not watch. Lenny says, are Marvel TV shows' success dictated by the amount of new subs they bring or how many people watch? Great question, Lenny. The old school method is how many views. But currently, if we're talking about what Wall Street cares about, it's subs. They care if it was a hit or not, but ultimately they say, how many new subs did you bring in this quarter? So if Marvel drops, the Secret Wars, which is terrible, or Secret Invasion, whatever it's called, they drop Secret Invasion. If Marvel tells the world that this show was a hit, Wall Street and the investors are going to say, great, we look forward to seeing how many new subscribers you got come end of fiscal quarter. And if you didn't get a lot, they'll say, cool story, bro. You couldn't keep people on the app. That doesn't count as a success to us. So that's currently how Wall Street views it. Us as fans, we of course care about the viewers. But as you may know from like the UFC, these days, because they're behind paywalls, they don't really announce how many people watched.
Studio overall is going to continue to be strong.
Correct.
Marvel and Star Wars, too much. I mean,
why is this guy interviewing? Marvel. All right.
You almost indicated kind of it's been a little much. Do you pull back in a way?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, you pull back not just to focus, but it's also part of our cost containment initiative. You know, spending less on what we make and making less.
Now, of course, it used to be that some of that stuff would then go to Netflix, and you'd make a lot of money from selling it in different distribution channels. Now it all just goes to Disney Plus. Do you ever think about how much
if
money
we shouldn't
you
have
could
done
make?
that?
Not that you shouldn't have done it, but that there's still. I mean, the old model worked pretty well.
It's kind of interesting because I think if we did, well, the old model worked when it was a blend of basically business models. It wasn't the only model. The licensing model was part of a collection of models. I think if we hadn't done it, everyone would be saying, why isn't Disney going to the streaming business? You know, and as it turns out, I think we made the right decision there to go into that business. It will be a growth business for us. We will turn it around. I'm confident of that. It will become profitable, and it will deliver growth for the company. And it will be an important business because that direct-to-consumer model where you have a relationship with your consumers, which we lacked, frankly, as a company, except in our parks and resorts business, that will be of value to us long term.
So Lenny had asked the question, and he found it. The subscriber count right now is 157 million, and Overgrown said that it is both. They count streams per view, which in turn should bring in new subs. So that's how it should work. So Wall Street does the backwards math, and they say, all right, how many new subscribers did you get? Because, for example, look at a show like Netflix. Stranger Things. Stranger Things, you know, latest season happens, and Netflix saw a spike in subscribers. So you're going to see this happening. You're going to see those peaks and valleys, like he says. But it's very evident when a new show comes out, and the studios and these streaming services love to promote that. Latest season of Stranger Things came out last month. Subscriber this quarter, we grew, you know, we'll say 8%. In the world of Netflix, that's hundreds of thousands. So 8%, 10%. Whoa, that's crazy. For Disney, they need a show to hit and then be like, all right, we just dropped the new season of Miss Marvel. And by the way, subscribers grew another 20 million, 30 million. Holy shit, that's wild. Like, that's what need to happen. All right, so now let's look at this one, minute 45, talking about the disruptive forces of streaming.
Let me ask you about it. We're talking, I guess, ABC, the network, the stations, but...
By the way, I want you all to, this is going to be me being cocky for a second, appreciate somebody reacting to videos on YouTube that has no ads on it, because I pay for YouTube Premium for all of you to watch all this. I mean, I watch it too, but I'm benefiting you on there. We'll proceed.
But then the cable networks as well.
Yes, correct.
FX, Nat Geo. Is it possible you would look to sell them?
We're going to be expensive. I think if you can interpret what that word means. You know, we're just getting at that work, but we have to be open-minded and objective about the future of those businesses. Yes.
Meaning that they're not core to Disney?
That they may not be core to Disney, yeah. Now, there's clearly creativity and content that they create that is core to Disney, but the distribution model, the business model that forms the underpinning of that business and that has delivered great profits over the years is definitely broken. And we have to call it like it is, and that's part of the transformative work we're doing.
Right. Well, we've been having this conversation for a very long time.
Well,
now,
I think what I'm saying
in
is
terms of the erosion
time.
of the linear business,
Yeah.
and now it's kind of closer to obsolescence.
Well, as I said, when I came back, one of the things I discovered was that the disruptive forces that have been preying on that business for a while are greater than I thought, and so it's eye-opening. You know, there's a reality to it that we have to come to grips with, and we have to come to grips with that now. By the way, another business that has benefited from that business model is ESPN, but that we're looking at very differently.
But I want to get to ESPN, obviously, but just to understand, so you don't know what you're going to do when it comes to these linear businesses, but you would be open to ideas that would perhaps separate them or change the structure in some way as their
Well,
relation to
I'll let
Disney?
you speculate. I'm not gonna do any speculating now, except to say that we're very objective about their future as part of our asset base.
So something that they need to all do is they need to run the free tier system with ads. I think the only way these companies continue to guarantee at least some sort of base level of money is a free tier with ads. Like, that's the only way to do it. Because otherwise, I'm not paying $4.99 or whatever to still have ads. Like, that's not going to work. Not in this day and age. So I think Disney, that's going to be their only way to like get in people, or sorry, to bring people in, because otherwise they don't pump out enough content. And it seems like they don't want to continue pumping out that much content, but they don't pump out enough content to convince people, the casual person, to stay on Disney. And currently, to save money, Disney's offloading content, because if you offload it, it's not there, people don't watch it, and I don't have to cut checks for all the people who are involved in making that show. They're not offloading content and shows to save storage space. It's to save money on residuals. So super interesting. Super interesting. He definitely is more aware than I expected, but is pulling the boomer card if he thinks going backwards is possibly the solution. Patrick says ESPN caught a stray. Yeah, ESPN, that's its own monster. But that one, from what I understand from different interviews and articles and stuff, there's a lot of licensing issues when it comes to sports, as far as who owns the rights per state, per team. And that's where it gets messy. Because ESPN, in theory, would do great if they just played everything. But they can't, because, like, you know, if I'm ESPN, I got to buy the rights to air the Red Sox in Boston. But if the Red Sox are playing the Yankees, I may not have the rights to airing a Yankee game. So therefore, now I've promised you Red Sox games, but I can't show this Red Sox game because I can't show the Yankees. So there's more to that. And ESPN, sadly, unless they can get some full leagues in their roster that people care about that are not the big four, then ESPN's gonna start losing to us, the content creator. And you think about, like, over at Fox Sports, Shannon Sharp, he just left that Skip Bayless show. And look at what's his face? What's the guy who used to be the kicker that now he wrestles? Pat McAfee. Think about it. That guy, on his own on YouTube, pulls in more than anything. That's a bit of extreme. Let me go back a second. Let me not get crazy here. Pat McAfee, streaming on YouTube, can pull in more numbers than majority talk shows on ESPN. You'll have those, the gyms, the pizza shop, the barber shop. You have all these places that they pay for cable, so it's on TV, and they're just like, oh, just keep ESPN on. That's what we do. We're guys. But imagine if all those TVs were connected to the internet, and all those TVs could just stream. Those people would probably just turn on, like, Pat McAfee on YouTube. Just watch that. Or some other YouTube, the Shannon Sharp's show, like all these other shows. So the standard traditional method of TV that Bob's talking about, where it's one network, you pay for the service, and you have no choice but to watch what we're choosing to air at this moment in time, is going to die out. You can debate whether it dies faster than the movie theater or not, but it's going to die out. But crazy. I was hoping he would, talk about Kathleen, because, that's the Sith Lord right there. But it's got to go. She's got to go. She's got to go. And those estimates, I'm just going to go back a second, and then we'll wrap today's episode of Stock Market Talk with Steve here. Which one was it? This one here.
Is there a
So this is wild. Like I wish they had an asterisk as to who made these estimates. Because for a second I was like, oh yeah, I believe that. People thought Quantumania would make 110. But then as it kept going, I was like, there's no way they thought Guardians would make 120. There's no way Guardians was projected to make that money. I'm glad it made way more. No way. Little Mermaid predicted to make 100 million. I think you're on drugs. But again, I don't know who made this estimate. There's no way that if let's say they asked Disney, hey Disney, what do you think these movies are going to make? There's no way they said, oh yeah, Elemental's estimated to make 35 and Indies to make 60. Absolutely no way. No way. Now, 20 for Haunted Mansion. I think that's more than fair. All right, let's wrap and let's go to some last comments here. Looking at the big studios, Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, Netflix, all have a streaming service, but Sony doesn't because they sell their content to 3 of those 4 streamers. Yep. Forgot about Amazon. Sony's making so much money selling. Yeah. Lenny had said, anyone see that show Citadel cost $300 million for 6 episodes on Amazon and didn't break the top 10 on the Nielsen's original shows on streaming. Yeah. It's crazy. Some of these companies were like, yeah, we can go all out. This is the future. But you gotta kind of like monitor it. I don't know. I think about a show like Jack Reacher. Didn't cost a lot to make, made a lot of money. So in the following season, you probably, put a little more into it. But what's crazy about something like Amazon is they definitely, and Apple does the same thing, they definitely take money from their mainline revenue to help with the cost of those. But I think about like Paramount Plus, HBO Max, now they're one thing. Stars, like whoever at Stars thought it was a good idea to make that fucking awful. Sorry, not Paramount. Paramount's its own thing. HBO and Peacock, I think, right? Or was it Paramount? Peacock? No, HBO Max and Discovery Plus merged into one. That's what it was. And I ended up really liking Discovery Plus, but we watch reality shows, so that's why we watch that. All right. Last couple, they're just making and remaking movies, keeping the license. Don't hire the Russo brothers. They make streaming content. They lose money. Was shocked to see a new trailer for a new Mr. and Mrs. Smith today. Wow. Yeah. Was Citadel that other show? Was that the spy show that bombed? Now that you say Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm thinking of that show. I think you're right. But yeah, fun times. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. Again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the support. Every week, a lot of you are here throughout the whole episode. There's so many other subscribers you can watch or content creators you can watch, but alas, you're here with me. And I appreciate that. HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Monday morning, HeyArcher. I did it again. Monday morning, Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. This Monday, 90% sure I'm doing the show. It's my birthday. It's your birthday. Gonna party like it's your birthday. So I might be here. I may not. If I'm not here, it's for good reason. But normally, 9 a.m. Eastern here on Nerd Affiliated, we have Nerdy Coffee. More reviews, oh shoot, I didn't open it. Hang on. I'm gonna do it before the music plays out. I need my scissors. I got something in the mail. I was gonna show it to Dave's Dimension, and I forgot. We're doing an unboxing. We're doing a cosplay build for Ghostbusters, and in the mail today, before the music ends, before I say like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video, we got a new ribbon cable for our Proton Pack, so follow for that. And I'll talk to all you nerds next time. Peace.
Specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.